Most streamers are dropping $1,000 on a nice DSLR setup just to stream to an audience of 2. The rest of you are stuck using a blurry webcam like this one that makes your stream look like a hostage video. But today we're bridging that gap. I'm giving you the specific OBS settings, the lighting strategy, and the exact hardware setup you need to get a nice, crisp, buttery smooth stream like this one without buying a capture card or dummy batteries and without selling a kidney on the black market. To pull this off, our secret weapon today is the brand new OBSBOT Tiny 3 Lite. And a huge shout out to OBSBOT for sponsoring this video and paying my rent so I can show you how to use this cool tech. Because this camera completely changes the meta for solo creators. So let's jump in the studio and dial this in. To get that expensive DSLR look, you need a massive image sensor. Standard webcams like this look like total garbage because their sensors are smaller than my will to live after a 12-hour long stream. However, the OBSBOT Tiny 3 Lite fixes this by packing a massive 1 by 1.28 inch CMOS sensor into this tiny little thing. Out of the box, this camera shoots in true 4K at 30 frames per second, which is amazing for recording YouTube videos or pretending to pay attention in corporate meetings. But I'm gonna let you in on a massive secret for Twitch and gaming content. The absolute pro move is to run this webcam at 1080p 60 frames per second. Because this sensor is huge, that 1080p image is still incredibly sharp, but you still get the massive advantage of 60 frames per second. So when you rage smash your desk or react to a jump scare, or just talk with your hands like this, the motion is buttery smooth. Viewers get eye fatigue when they see a 30 frames per second video mixed with a 144 hertz gameplay. It literally looks like a PowerPoint presentation. And smooth motion like this is what's gonna keep them watching your stream. But before we get to the settings, we gotta talk about framing and lighting. Most beginners just throw their webcam on top of their tall monitor, pointing straight at their forehead, which basically makes you look like a giant thumb. You need to position the camera lens to be right about eye level, like so. Even if you have to duct tape a small desk tripod behind your monitor to get it at eye level, make like Shia LaBeouf and just do it. But next we have to fight the monitor glow. If you're playing a dark horror game and then splash a white page on your screen, you're gonna look like a smurf on a bad webcam. You need a dedicated key light. You just position a simple LED panel or ring light at a 45-degree angle to your face. I got this one for dirt cheap, so I'll leave that linked below. And since the Tiny 3 Lite has a massive sensor, it absorbs light like a sponge. It's ultimately what separates you from the background and prevents that grainy footage in the background like you would get on a TV static from the 90s. Now let's connect this to OBS Studio so we can build out the perfect source and settings. So inside your streaming software, whether it's OBS Studio, Streamlabs, Meld, whatever, all you gotta do, since it's plug and play, is just go into your sources, hit the plus button, and then go to video capture device. We're gonna call this Tiny 3 Lite and then hit OK. And then from here, we're actually gonna choose the Tiny 3 Lite from the drop-down list. And then instead of letting it just be on default, what we wanna do is go to the resolution/FPS type, and we're gonna click on that, and we're gonna change it to custom. Now, instead of doing 4K, I actually recommend doing 1080, so that way we can change it to 1080p and then change it to 60 frames per second, because this is what's going to give us that smooth look compared to that 30 frames per second 4K, and I'll explain more on that later. But everything else is fine with the default settings. All you have to do is hit OK, and now you literally just plug and play to professional webcam in less than 30 seconds. However, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and there's so many cool secret little things that you can do to look even more professional. The first thing is getting your hands on the free OBSBOT Center software, which looks like this, and I want to show you how we can take this camera even to the next level, and you can do this for other webcams, including your own, but I'll be demoing it for this OBSBOT one. First thing we want to do is head over to the image tab, and that's going to allow us to adjust the actual quality of the webcam footage. And a really important thing to know is that if you're in a controlled environment, like this little troll dark cave that I've placed myself into, then you have the freedom to change the auto exposure to off and the white balance to off, so that way it doesn't have to work as hard. However, if you turn both of these off and you're next to a window, which you have no control over when the sun goes up and down, having these on manual is going to be a no-go. Because once you change it, like if you have your ISO nice and bright when it's dark and the sun comes in, then you're going to be blown out and it's going to look like total dog, well, you know. However, since we are in a controlled environment, we can actually change the ISO to match right about where we think would look good. I think this is perfect. And the white balance, instead of looking like Barney, a Smurf, or the Hulk right here, we're going to want to try and adjust it to our true lighting. Though truthfully, if you just leave both of these on auto in either sense, it's going to leave it at a pretty good job. But if you want that professional edge, then I would change these to manual if you're in a controlled environment. So since we have our lighting set up correctly, what you can do, and this is first we'll do for the actual webcam right now, and then I'll show you how to do it for any webcam inside OBS. But since we are in a nice controlled environment, we can actually crank up the saturation by about 5 here at the very bottom of image. And then we crank up this contrast to 5 as well, so 55, 55. You have a much much more popping, saturated look, which is gonna give you that nice movie-like quality. Because if we take it off for a second, you're gonna see it's a little bit more dead in terms of colors. However, if you don't have an OBSBOT camera, you can actually do this for your webcam, but be noted that if you don't have a quality webcam, it's probably just gonna make you look like a deep fried meme instead. But inside OBS Studio, we can replicate this by actually right-clicking on your webcam source and then going to filters, and then under effect filters, we can hit the plus button and go to color correction. Then we hit OK, and then we can actually turn up the saturation here just a smidge. I would say maybe 0.2, maybe 0.25. Do the same thing with the contrast, and that way, if we do maybe 0.15 here, I think that looks pretty solid, because if we go from none to some, it's gonna just give you that extra pop to make you stand out and give you that movie-like quality. And you can A/B it by clicking this little eyeball here for your own webcams. But like I said, if you're using a really bad webcam and you try and do this, it's gonna look a lot like this. So use at your own risk. But remembering to check all this before you go live is next to impossible, which is why I created a free pre-stream cheat sheet that has a checklist of your lighting, your audio, your webcam quality, all in this cheat sheet so you can never miss a beat when you go live. And it's linked in the description down below for free. But now we gotta talk about the AI tracking. If you lean back in your chair or stand up to stretch, you'll be out of frame like I am now. However, because this is a true PTZ camera, it'll physically follow you around if you go to console and then turn on the human tracking mode, like single mode. Now it'll automatically follow you if I stand up, keep you in frame. If I go down, go to the left or right, it physically pan tilts and zooms to keep you in frame, which is literally like having a tiny robotic handyman that doesn't ask for minimum wage. Now, having it set to single mode in the OBSBOT Center is one of the most important settings you can have, because if you have it on group mode, every time that your dog walks through or your roommate walks through in their underwear, it's gonna track them instead of you. But if you have it set on single mode, it's always gonna keep your eyes on you and not any distractions in the back that might get you banned. But if you look below that, there's different auto zoom features. So if you wanna have a headless auto zoom, like if you're streaming on OF, this is a perfect investment. If you are gonna use an auto zoom, I'd recommend either upper body or close up. It'll just basically keep your top half in frame at all times. And then they have the tracking speed, which is slow, so it'll slow it down. It won't make it as rigid. If we do fast though, this is gonna be perfect for those TikTok streams for all those zoomers that don't have an attention span longer than a squirrel. So depending on your audience, you can have it switch to whatever. I like standard and slow, but if you're constantly running between a whiteboard and your desk, I would keep it at fast. There's also built-in gesture controls. If you're in the middle of a tutorial or gameplay, you don't have to alt-tab into OBS or the settings. You can literally just hold up your hand like this, and it's gonna zoom into you without having to lift a finger. Well, I guess technically lift it, you know what I mean. But you can customize those gesture controls under more gesture controls and see all of the different options here, like the zoom, dynamic zoom, and locking it on or not. But one of the most surprising things about this webcam is that they actually put a lot of effort into the audio and the microphone built into the webcam, which if you guys are familiar, any microphone on a webcam is gonna sound like trash. However, this webcam has an upgraded dual directional system. As a professional creator, I'm gonna be straight with you, should always use a dedicated microphone because you're never gonna beat the quality of it. But if you're on the go or you're traveling and you don't want to use a headset mic and you can't bring your dedicated mic, this is a solid backup because they have different audio modes like directional, spatial, pure audio, smart, dual directional. They really put some thought and effort into making this usable while you're on the go. And using these audio modes, you can actually get rid of noise, so they're not going to hear your PC fan or any background noise. And it just gives you an extra option after you've already blown your load on your new GPU for your computer. It's also compatible for the Switch 2, which is a fantastic option, as well as being able to control it with your voice and using similar features that we went over in the gesture controls. But this thing truly is a beast and can do everything you're gonna need it to. Look at this side-by-side comparison one more time. If you want to stop looking like a potato, you don't need to overcomplicate your setup to get professional results. If you want to upgrade your stream quality and finally get this buttery smooth look, you can grab the OBSBOT Tiny 3 Lite at the top of the description below. Now that your video looks flawless, you absolutely have to get total control over your audio. So click this video to the side of me where I show you exactly how to route all of your audio in OBS so you have total control, so you can separate your game audio from your Discord audio, from your music audio, from your microphone audio, because no one wants to hear your friends chewing in the mic on Discord. So click that video and I'll see you in the next one.